Let's jump in to get this party started. Uh, before, if you do not know who I am, I just want to introduce myself. My name is Karin Haggard. I'm a Swedish brand designer, business strategist. I founded K-Hag Design. What is it now? Oh, decade, more than decade, almost 2 decades ago, I suppose. And I guide purpose driven clients to build impactful brands. I am a doer, I'm an athlete, and I'm, of course, a creative. I truly believe in uniqueness. And another important thing, I think kindness is cool. But let's dive into what we're talking about today, branding. So, really, what is branding? We have, I think many have this idea that branding is a logo or a color palette. But in all reality, it's the full experience of working with you. So it's any touch point that your clients come across, from um, picking up the phone, being on the phone with you, how you write your emails, your website, of course, because that's my favorite place. How you show up on social media, how you show up in person. All of these things create your brand. So it's not just a logo; it is all of it. And I always try to see if you can catch all five senses. So hearing, smell, touch, taste, and what do we got? The last one, sound. That's hearing. I'm missing one. But anyways, making sure that you capture, if you can, all the different senses. Then you can really create an experience. So I believe that having clarity and an authentic brand is the uh, that is communicated succinctly is the most powerful strategic way to gain confidence, to make an impact, and grow your business to life changing levels. So, this is why I truly believe it's important to dive into this goodness. So, how do we then actually define your brand? Well, here we're driving into what drives you, but to simplify, before I dive into these things, I usually say there's two really important things to look at. It is, what do you do differently, what's unique about you, and then who's your ideal client. And this first piece is about you. What do you do differently? And for example, or one of the important questions is to ask, what actually drives you? What are the motivators to running the business that you're running? Is it sustainability, um, that that motivates it? Is it uh, giving back to the community? Is it building your family, or supporting your family? It could be uh, how you actually work, if you have a location or if you feel like you can be working from anywhere. All of these things are important to figure out what actually drives you. Because as you know, entrepreneurship, running a business could be really difficult, sometimes challenging. And having something that really pulls you forward will help out with that. And if you're not sure what it is, these are good questions to ask. What actually breaks your heart? Or what pushes your buttons? Like, if there's something that breaks your heart, like maybe in finance, that people who maybe become widow or by themselves and they're now not able to know what to do about finance, and it just really doesn't feel fair, then you hone into working with women in finance, perhaps. Or maybe it could be starting a business shouldn't be that difficult. So, looking at what breaks your heart or what pushes your button, like something that really drives you crazy, the problem that you want to fix. And then it's the niche thing. Everybody talks about the niche, and it is important, and it depends on how you look at it. Um, Because when you start a business, having a smaller group of people that you're communicating with is going to make a way stronger impact than when you have a big group of people that's going to feel like you're not really doing something out of the norm. and then you're not remembered. So when you have a smaller group of people that you really can transform their life, that will make a huge difference. And just so you know, which you will go into here shortly, is that a niche is not necessarily a certain industry. There's multiple ways to define your niche, and this is really what makes you unique. So that's the first thing I was mentioning earlier, or top of this presentation. So it can be industry based, like maybe you want to work in technology or life science or education or finance, or maybe it's a creative industry, travel, hospitality. All of those are excellent examples, but doesn't have to be the niche. This is just one way to define it. There are also things like world view. Like how do you look at the world? Are you progressive? Are you conservative? Are you faith-based? Are you for futurism, innovation, or maybe it's community and connection oriented? All of these pieces really matters as well. So values, beliefs, and lifestyle philosophies. Then you have the behavior. So is problem solving people looking for DOI solutions perhaps? Or are you aspiration driven? So for those who's pursuing success, fame, or mastery? Or is it maybe for convenience seekers or hobbyists? Or transformation seekers? There's so many different ways that you can look at it, but it's checking out what your audience actually, what kind of behavior they have, what kind of challenges they have. And then you combine these perspectives and you can create a dimensional understanding of your specific niche. So for here's just an example, a faith-based entrepreneur, so that's the worldview, in tech industry, so that's the industry, solving accessibility challenges, so that's the behavior and the problem they're solving. So that turns into your specific niche. Who is your ideal client? So that's the second one that I think is super important, or I believe is one of the two most important questions to ask yourself. Because when you have that, we'll probably even start there. What are the problems that you're trying to fix and for who? So having that really clear will make it so much easier to communicate, know how to communicate or where to communicate. Like, where do you actually go meet your clients? So I have 5 keys to take into consideration to uh, really figure out who your ideal client is. So, what specific problem or challenges does your ideal client have that you can solve? And even better, if you can solve it in a unique way. So it makes you be different from what else is out there. So what are they trying to achieve? Could be, or what problem are they trying to solve? Could be growth, stability, health, freedom, success, different things like that. Next up is demographic. So that would be age ring. What stage of life are they in? Are they young professionals? Are they retirees? Or are they just starting their family? Where are they? Income level, of course. So are they budget conscious, or are they middle class, or are they high net worth individuals? Life stage, this is, yeah, newlyweds, parents, career switchers, or entrepreneurs. So what is it that they're doing in their life? Location can also sometimes be valuable depending on how you run your business. So if they're urban, suburban, rural, or specific geographic location. And then of course we got the industry, which I think most people just tend to think about when they think about niche, but there's a lot more that goes into it when you dive deep. And then you have psychographics, so values and beliefs. So what do they actually deeply care about? As I mentioned earlier, it could be sustainability, growth, or security. And then it could be lifestyle preferences. Do they prioritize work-life balance? Are they innovators, or are they traditional? pain points and desires. So, what challenges or aspirations drive them? So, these kind of overlap with what drives you, and then, of course, what your ideal client is looking for as well. And then we have a buying behavior. So, how do they actually make a decision on purchasing whatever product or service that you're offering? Are they logical and thinking it through step by step kind of thing? Or are they emotional, impulsive buyers? Or might they be like status driven buyers? So, these are really important to look at too, so you can understand how to price your offer and how to communicate it. Um, Next up, we have preferred communication. So, how does your ideal client actually prefer to communicate with you regarding business? Do they like the good old phone call? Do they like snail mail? Or do they like in person consultations? It's really important to figure out where you do the best connections because it's always about connecting and communicating with your ideal client. So, if you know this, then you know where to go find them and how to actually connect with them. So, a little quick recap. So, what drives you? So, values, beliefs, innovation, sustainability, these are just some examples. Uh, could be we are stronger together or we're deeply motivated or you are deeply motivated. So, what drives you? And again, if you're not sure of what drives you, then I would look at these two questions of what breaks your heart or what pushes your buttons. Then you have the niche. So, what makes you unique? How do you position yourself? It could be, we have three categories. It could be industry, worldview, or behavior or problem. And then the last one is who's your ideal client? So, problem or desire, demographic, psychographic, their buying behavior, and then their communication style. So, this will set you up with a strong foundation so you can define an authentic brand that will set you apart. It will pair you will then pair it with your style, visuals, tone of voice. This is where my heart is. I love the combination of figuring out um, human behavior, how we communicate, and pairing that with design. Because subconsciously, we do a lot more thinking than we actually realize, or we make a lot of more decisions than we actually realize. And a fun statistic that I found is that 80% of our communication is actual visual. So it's really important that you communicate not to look a certain way, but to communicate what you stand for, how you see things, and that really connects with your ideal client. So when you do that, it's like you basically eliminate your competition. So nobody can compete specifically with you if you really lean into your uniqueness and really identify your ideal client. So, do we have any questions on anything of what I brought up or anything else regarding business and brand? Let's see so I can see your da, see where your questions and thoughts are, possibly. Yeah, any questions, thoughts? Think that comes to mind? Are you, well, I know Gayleen is very aware of your ideal client, but maybe there's something that comes to mind, something you haven't thought about, or anything. We're holding back the questions. Mm, well, we have a few more minutes, so let me know. But either way, I very much appreciate you being here, taking the time to work on these things. Ah, here we got a question. Aha. When you bring together two companies, how should you think about bringing forward the two brand identities? I believe that you actually have to sit down and look at it of what it is that you're combining now when you're starting it together. Um, it's about bringing in the different goodies they have from the different parties. And what is it that we now, with all of our knowledge, my hair is all, what do we stand for? How do we want to communicate that? So you're no longer separate. You're actually one new identity. Um, and are you talking about the actual identities, like the visual identity, as in logos and stuff like that? Um, because then, in my opinion, it's actually uh, combining that too. It's kind of like you're leaving your past behind and you're starting something fresh, fresh with a lot of experience and background, as I know you've been around for a minute. I would really hone in on the uniqueness from the two different ones and making sure that that is communicated clearly. We worked in one industry, which was our differentiator. They work primarily in the same industry, but had some from outside of industry. They want to make sure we don't leave those other clients out. Well, see, this is the thing. I think the more honed in on your ideal client you are going to leave people behind, but that doesn't mean you can't serve them also, because you can't be for everyone. It's just the tough truth. And you really don't want to be for everyone. So if the clients that feeling left behind, I would probably give more TLC, love and care, to them to make sure that they are not feeling left behind from you, your company personally, but that they might not connect as much with your new direction. And that's okay, because you're going to bring in other people that really aligns, where you do your excellent work and where they are going to be appreciate the work that you do. So I would probably give some more care for the ones that are coming along that might not fit so well anymore, just so they don't feel forgotten and left out. But then I would focus in on who it is that you really want to grow with. Who can you do the best work for? Those are the ones that I would hone in on. Say we have some clients come to our company just because they have met me or something like that, that doesn't necessarily fit our marketing message, but they're still connecting with us. So they can come from different ways, but having a clear marketing message and who it is that you're serving will serve you and your clients in the long run. So it's going to make it way more clear on who it is that you really want to work with. Okay, yes, that makes sense. It's a little bit odd when we have one way conversation here, but hopefully that was helpful. Anybody else? All right. Well, I am going to say thank you then, which I think I already did. So thank you for coming here with questions, taking your time to showing up. I really, really appreciate it. And if you have, I think there might be one more slide. No, if you have any more questions, you can reach me at Karin at Khager Design, at khagerdesign.com, obviously, and either any social media at Khager Design. So feel free to email me any kind of questions. And I know we're working on some good stuff with you, Gayleen. So it's exciting times. So, anyways, have a lovely rest of your day and enjoy your weekend. Thank you so much. Have a good one.